ऐसे ही पत्थर इधर भी लगा हुआ था, उस पर लिखा हुआ था, वो कोई बैग उठा ले गया। बैग 20 साल पहले लगा हुआ, 10 साल। Today it is a very important day in the history of Mathura and in the history of nation, so far as the freedom movement in India is concerned. And in 1857, when the revolution broke out at Meerut, then in Mathura and all other districts, nearby districts, the British government thought of transferring the treasury of the concerned areas. So in this at this spot, in 1857, there was a treasury where this money it was deposited there. And when the attempts were made to transfer it to Agra, so the chests were filled up and the carts were ready when the Lieutenant P.S.C. Burton, he was the lieutenant of 67th Native Infantry, and he ordered the Sipahi, who was from 11th Native Infantry, that chalo. Then suddenly the Sipahi asked, his name was Akhtiyar Khan. He asked, where? And then Burton said, where? Agra. He said, no, Agra, no, Delhi. Then he thought and he said, he abused him, you traitor. And Akhtiyar Khan fired, and P.S.C. Burton, he fell down from the horse, and this was the spot where he is buried even now. And you see the condition of this cemetery. It is very fragile. I have written to British Association for Cemeteries in Southeast Asia in London, and they have published in their journal also Chowkidar. And the district magistrate Sarvagram Misra, he was also informed, and he assured me that he will do something for this renovation of the site. And now you see the British Indian government is going to celebrate the 75th year of the freedom as a Amrit Mahotsav, the nectar, the festival of Indian freedom. And you see the sites of the Indian freedom, they are in various fragile condition. And even every year I am coming here and I am making the people and bringing awareness, and many times I have explained them this story, that how this thing happened, how this site is important for the history of Mathura and for the history of nation also, because freedom movement starts from 1857, and this, so far as this site is concerned, it belongs to national history. So it is a part of our national heritage. And 20 years back, in 2000, there was a newspaper which was published by the journalism department of BSA college, and it was the same cemetery was photographed, and here was the inscription, and it was written, sacred to the memory of P.S.C. Burton, 67th Native Infantry, and who was shot by a Sepoy of this 11th Native Infantry on 30th May 1857. And this tomb was erected by his brother officers. Those who were the companions of Burton, they erected this site. This is the history of this site, and this is the importance of this site. And secondly, not only this, many other things are also associated with when Akhtiyar Khan, he was brought, he was captured from Delhi, and Sikandar Beg, he could recognize that he was a fellow who started revolution in Mathura. So he was arrested in Delhi and was brought here in Mathura, and he was sentenced with Phansi. And 4th March, the district magistrate I.K. Besti ordered that he should be hanged up. So the 4th March, this is the order date, and since we don't know much, we don't have much information about Akhtiyar Khan, although we want to celebrate that he was the first Mangal Pandey of Braj, you can say. So, but till now we haven't found any information about him. Our institution, we are trying to collect the information and to celebrate him. But this is in pragmatic way. This is very important because in the by remembering PLC Burton, we are remembering Akhtar Khan also. So Burton is important for England and Akhtar Khan is important for India. So in that way, India and Britain both can be remembered here. And this is the irony and the tragedy of the history, and it happens everywhere in the whole world. So I want to say, if it gets some importance in the eyes of the administration, in the government, in the eyes of the state government and central government, and Britain also, British government, then these sites can be preserved, because it is not a question of good and bad, who are the enemies, who are the friends. This is not the question. Question is that they represent the certain information and the certain importance of the very importance of the historical events. So those events are important, and in that way these kinds of things must be preserved. That's all. When the information from Meerut reached here Mathura, then the British government ordered some alert, red alert throughout this nation, and there was a force in Bharatpur. So that force was also called here, and they get video will allow uska bhi hai. Very important in this context that when the information reached from Meerut about Meerut, so red alert was declared throughout the nation, and there was a force staying at Bharatpur that was also called here. So some thousands of the soldiers, they came here, and this treasury was examined by Thornhill and other officers, and at that time also he behaved in a very doubtful way, the Akhtar Khan. So there was a report, and the Thornhill, the district magistrate, he was annoyed with the behavior of Akhtar Khan, but the people, those officers, they anyhow convinced him that he is not going to defy, that he is not going to protest, so he will be cooperative. In that way, anyway, he was convinced. And when he went to see of those soldiers who were going to Delhi for suppression of the revolution, because the revolution is from Meerut, they were moving forward towards Delhi, and they were making disturbance of those forces from all the sides, like the Sikh forces, Sikh battalion, it was going to China border, that was also called back. So this army, which was here staying at Bharatpur, when it reached Mathura, when they started their journey towards Delhi, so Thornhill, who was district magistrate, he just followed them up to Chhata, and when at on 29th May 1857, first fire was done by Akhtar Khan at 5:15. So the Thornhill got the report at Chhata that revolution has broken out at Mathura, and so he immediately returned from Chhata, Kosi Chhata, and then when at night he came here, he found Burton lying straight. His two hands were raised towards sky, and the dogs, they eating the flesh of the Thornhill. So anyhow, the dogs were eating the flesh of this PSC Burton. So anyhow, the attempts were made and some were dug, and then it was a temporary cemetery was made by Thornhill. After that, his fellow brothers, they...
मेरा नाम गंगा प्रसाद सैनी है, और यहाँ पहले कचहरी थी, और अब ये है खेती में जो है किराए पर कर रहा हूँ.
Many times I come here and I found Ganga Prasad ji very cooperative with me, and always he helped whenever I came here to celebrate this event. every year I am coming two times, on 4th March and this one 29th and 30th May. And he also introduced me, he's the landlord of this land, Srimati ji, and she also met and she was also happy about this information. And they told me that if local administration if make some efforts, they can give this area as a memorial spot, and some they also can be given by them. They are ready, but now the attempts has to be made by the government and local administration. This is the question. So in that way, I am requesting the district magistrate of Mathura, the chief minister of state and prime minister of this nation, that this site may be declared as a monument of 1857 because it belongs to national history and local history as well.